What's up, everybody? Master Reactor here, and I told y'all I was going to post 5 replays today, so I'm going to post 5 replays today. So let's see what happened. I will do me versus AJTBLS first. So let's see how this game went down. He wants to make this a ranked game, so he's going to put it on the GOAT format. I'm like, alright, sure. That's cool. I throw scissors, he throws scissors. I throw rock, he throws rock. I throw paper, and he throws rock. So, alright, let's go. I got Knock, Duo, Thunder Dragon, Graceful, Jar Greed, and Yugioh. I got the nuts. He's got Ninja Grandmaster, Blade Knight, Chaos Sword, Trap Dust Shoot, and Graceful. So I fired the Duo right away and hit the Grandmaster out of his hand. And looks like he's going to throw out a Blade Knight. I throw the Thunder Dragon out. I literally tell him I got the nuts. I fire the Graceful. I draw into Mirror Force, Wing Blast, and Solemn Judgment. I discard both my Thunder Dragons. I set 5 and pass. He draws Premature Burial. So now his Dust Shoot is dead. He uses Graceful Charity. He draws into Snatch Steal, Blade Knight, and Zing. He discards the Trap Dust Shoot. And what else? He discards the Chaos Sword. He runs out the Blade Knight. I just say okay. I don't do anything. He pokes me for 2k, and I take it. After 5 back rows, I don't do anything. Okay, I draw into Magician of Faith, which is a clutch-ass draw. I activate Jar of Greed. He says okay. I draw into a Chaos Sword, which is clutch as well. I drop down the Yugioh. Put the Blade Knight face down. And swing bada, hit him. Now, as you can tell, I've got 7 cards, and he's got 3 going to 4 for turn. So, got advantage like crazy this game. He draws into a Breaker, which is clutch. He runs the Breaker out. I say, okay, that's fine. He breaks, hits my Mirror Force, and then he tries to Zing. And I chain the Wing Blast. And thinking about what I'm going to discard, I discard Yugioh and put the Zing back on top. He decides to Premature Burial here. I say okay, and he's getting in for some damage here. He's got a Snatch Steal face down, ready to go. Hits me and puts me at 1400, which is fine. I draw into a Deco, I drop the Chaos Sword right away, and banish the Blade Knight, and set a Deco and say go. He draws into Zing, which is what I knew he had. He pokes into the Deco, I draw into Jar of Greed. He sets and passes, which I know is Zing. I draw into BLS, which is clutch. And I use Chaos Sword to banish that. I set Faith and set Jar of Greed. He uses Zing and targets, I think, these 2 right here. Yeah, he targets the Knock and the Jar of Greed. Luckily, he didn't target Solemn Judgment, but I don't even Solemn anyways. And he pokes into the Faith. I go get back Graceful Charity. He drew into a Saku. I draw. I gain my 1000. I'm at 24. He's at 72. I use Graceful. Draw into Chaos Sword, Deco, and Ring. Decide to discard the Deco and the Wing Blast. I run the Chaos Sword out. Banish it. Oh no, I'm not banishing. So yeah, I'm gonna try to go for a game shot here. I don't banish anything. He thinks I'm using priority, but I'm not. And I run the BLS out. And poke him for that. He tries a Saku. I got the Solemn for it. Hit him for 7. Hit him for that. Hit him for that. He's at 12 and I'm at 12. I set Ring and just say go. He draws into MST. And that is game 1, folks. He can't do shit. That was a good game. For me, not for him. I opened the damn nuts there. Had the stones. I like games like that. So we're on to game 2. Let's see. He gets to go first this time. He opens Ninja Grandmaster, DD Warrior Lady, Chaos Sword, Torrential, Knock, and another Ninja Grandmaster Suzuki. He decides to set DD Warrior Lady and pass. I got Chaos Sword, Wing Blast, Sengen, BLS, Deco, and Kaiku. I decide just to run the Kaiku out. and swing on the face down, hoping that it's Don Zalug, but it is DD Warrior Lady, so he banishes it. I set Wing Blast and say go. He draws into Heavy Storm, decides to run the Grandmaster out, and I just say okay and take the 18. I draw into a Spy, which is pretty clutch. I decide to just set Sangin and say go. He knocks it. I'm like, okay. And he pokes me for another 18. I take it again. Put me at 44. I draw on a Jar of Greed, which is pretty clutch here. Not really, but now I decide to set the Spy and just pass, because I think he's got Zing. He draws into Trap Dust Shoot, which is a good-ass draw for him. He runs out another Ninja Grandmaster, decides to poke into my Spy. I go get the Spy. And he hits one of them. And I say, okay. He sets Trap Dust Shoot and says, go. I end phase and put the Trap Dust Shoot back on top. And discard the BLS. Because I'm just like, I don't know what he's playing, but I might as well just do it like this. So, I banish the dark, banish the light, bring the Chaos Sork out. He thinks about it. And he says, okay. I banish the Ninja. And I decide to set Deco and set Jar of Greed and say go. He draws into the Trap Dust Shoot, which is clutch for me because I have no Trap Dust Shoot, sit or shit or nothing. I Jar of Greed into Duo, which is good, and then I draw into Mirror Force for turn. Decide to banish, and I flip up this Deco now. I figure he has Trap Dust Shoot, but I'm hoping that I draw into a Spell or Trap. I probably shouldn't have did that. I probably should have set first, just to make his Dust Shoot dead, or Duo first. But I didn't, so I draw into Faith. He Trap Dust Shoots me and gets my Faith. That was kind of a misplay, but it's okay, because I got the Duo. Duo is shit. And I set Torrential and say go. He draws into Ring. I draw into Sinister. I decide to set Sinister and say go. He draws into Blade Knight. I Torrential it. He's got a Ring and a Saku. I stand by phase, get my Sinister back. I decide to set Mirror Force and set Sinister. He runs out the level 2 and pokes. I say okay, it's a Sinister. I draw into Tsukiyomi, which is clutch, kind of. I decide to run the Tribe out and get rid of the level 2 and try to poke him for 16. And he's got a Saku. He draws into Kaiku and tries to attack me, and I have the Mirror Force. I draw Pot of Greed, which is clutch. Good ass top deck there. Pot of Greed into Mobius and Sinister Serpent. Or no, Mobius and the Magician of Faith, sorry. So I set the Faith and say go. He draws into a Dust Tornado. He sets the Dust Tornado and says go. I draw into Solemn Judgment. I flip up the Faith. Go get Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed again. Draw into Deco and Breaker. I decide just to go for the Mobius right now. He rings it, putting me at 1,000. Dust Tornado gets popped 2. I set Solemn and say go. He draws into a knock. Just says go. I draw into Ring of Destruction. Thinking about what I'm going to do here. I decide to run the Deco out and just swing for 14. Put him at 4,000. He draws into a Saku. Sets the Saku and says go. And he sets the knock. I draw into Snatch Steel. He's already used Torrential, so I figure this Breaker's fine to summon. I summon the Breaker. Decide to pop the right one, which is Saku. Hit him for 3k, putting him at 1,000. And I set a Snatch Steel. He draws Trap Dust Shoot, and that is the game, folks. Damn, good game. 2-0 is what it is. He really was bricked up from the dick up, but that was number 1 out of 5. Y'all hit the like, hit the sub. Have a good day or night. Peace out. Bye.